Listen. A single word turned a morning into a trial. Thief. It hit the air like a slap. Cups paused midair, eyes locked on one man. Darius stood with a wallet in his hand and a delivery tote on his shoulder. He had picked the wallet off the floor. He had taken one step to the counter to hand it over. Then a white suit stepped inside, pointed at him, and spoke that word with calm poison. Thief. You know the cold that runs through your ribs when a stranger names you a crime. You know the heat that follows when truth gets pushed to the back row. Stay with me. You will see how a black man held his ground without begging. You will see how an accusation broke on the wall of his work. You will see him choose power that stays. Stay with this to the end to see what happened to Darius and Victoria. Subscribe to Echoes of Black Struggles now. Then like, share, and comment so more people hear this. Your view holds the door open. Morning light filled the cafe. Steam curled from mugs. A camera sat above the pastry case with its red dot on. Darius held the wallet open, palms out. The barista said he saw it fall. The guard near the door shifted his weight, unsure. The woman in white moved fast. Victoria Lang, fund manager in the green glass tower next door. Two men in navy suits behind her like shadows. She did not look at the camera. She did not hear the barista. She did not speak to Darius. She spoke over him. Freeze my cards. The app manager arrived because someone had flagged support. He wore a black company jacket and a stiff smile. He opened the app on his tablet and paused Darius with 2 taps. Account under review. No route. No pay. The word review meant empty hours and rent due. It meant a mother who stretched groceries until they tore. It meant a sister who saved her bus money for him and said she would walk. Darius did not plead. He placed the wallet on the counter and stepped back. He kept his voice steady. I found it. Right there under the chair. He pointed to the floor. The barista nodded again. The guard loosened his grip. Victoria's eyes stayed cold. She took her wallet and kept talking into her phone like a queen on a balcony. He left with his head up because that was the only way to leave. He walked past the lobby where a brass plaque honored donors who love the city. He walked under the camera that loved faces and missed truth. He walked into a wind that made his eyes water but did not bend his back. At home, his mother touched his cheek and said his name like a prayer. His sister slid her bus pass into his hand. He gave it back and kissed her knuckles. He ate with them and told them about the day in clean lines. He did not add spice. He saved his fire for the work. He went back at open. He asked the barista for the camera clip. He got witness names. He wrote times. He thanked each person with quiet care. On a borrowed laptop, he built a page. Not a rant. A ledger. Date. Time. Clip. Words he spoke. Words she spoke. The app paused. He signed it with his full name. People watched the clip. They saw his open hands. They heard the barista. They watched the manager pause his income like it meant nothing. They felt that word thief hang in their own throats. The app sent him a message 3 days later. Your access is restored. He read the template apology. It tasted like dust. He took a second job at a print shop and learned layout at night. He ran deliveries by day. He slept when his body took sleep from him. He kept building his ledger. He found other clips. Other mornings. Same tower. Same finger. Same burn. Resilience is not a speech. It is a stack of choices. It is a hand that reaches for the steady tool. He reached for systems. He saw a pattern. The same 3 blocks. The green glass tower. The lobby guards who looked sorry and tired. The woman in white. Victoria. He watched the lobby cameras from the sidewalk. He learned guard names. He bought coffee without preaching. He listened. Miguel, the guard who had held him, pulled him aside on a rain night. She does this often. The words were soft, like a secret that did not want to be a secret anymore. Miguel passed Darius copies of incident slips. Dates. Names. Notes. He walked away fast, head down. Darius taped the slips on his wall. He drew lines. He called a legal clinic. Patrice picked up. Her voice held iron and care together. She told him to keep gathering proof and to keep his ledger clean. He listened. He obeyed. He put ego in a drawer and locked it. Watch till the end and sit with the final choice both of them made. If this moved you, subscribe for more stories, like and share to keep the lesson alive, and tell us in the comments what part stayed with you. At the print shop, he asked about forms and QR codes. The designer showed him. He built a simple reporting form. He called it Clear Count. It logged incidents to a sheet. It pinned them to a map. It generated letters to building managers and a city office. Calm language, exact times, links to video. He pushed it live to a handful of couriers and janitors. They tested. The map lit up with their pain. It also lit up with their courage. A woman emailed Darius from a private address. Subject line, about Victoria. Her name was Tessa. She worked on the 24th floor. She had saved audio from staff calls and a memo that made Darius sit down on his bed because standing hurt. He sent everything to Patrice. She told him to stay quiet. He did. The clinic filed a complaint with the city and a civil claim against the fund and the platform. The documents did not swing. They stacked. Camera clips, slips, map heat, internal lines with coded phrases that said who looked like risk. The press asked for a quote. Darius kept his voice flat. I returned a wallet. I was deactivated. A system made that easy. We need a door that treats us with respect and proof. He never said Victoria's name on camera. He spoke about power that wears faces and walks lobbies in high heels and dark suits. He spoke about a habit that sticks unless you pull it up by the roots. He told the truth without dressing it. People heard him because he did not perform. He persisted. Victoria watched from the green glass office with the high view and the silent carpet. Her team drafted a statement that said words like safety and vigilance. She signed it. She told herself she had done nothing wrong. The city pulled camera footage anyway. The city looked at Clear Count anyway. Investors sent her emails with short sentences and few greetings. Building management taped a poster by the lobby desk. A QR code. Clear Count reporting station for workers and visitors. Approved by tenants and the city. Victoria tore it down. Management taped it back up. The next day, there were 2 posters. One afternoon, she stepped into a car. She saw her driver in the mirror and froze. Familiar face. Darius greeted her with perfect dignity. He drove without small talk. A tire warning flashed. He pulled over smooth and safe. He called for a swap. 20 minutes. Silence filled the car like fog. She checked a news site and saw her name next to Clear Count. She looked up again. Do I know you? She asked. The café, he said. You're suing me, she said. I named a system, he said. She stared at the poster on the bus stop ahead. The map glowed red over her block. She took a call and lied to a board member. All under control. Darius heard the lie in the space between words. She ended the call and stared at her wallet like it might answer a question. I have a daughter, she said low and fast. She saw the clip. She asked me why I called you a thief. Darius watched her face open and close like a wound taking air. He texted Patrice. She texted back one rule. No private deals. I want to meet, Victoria said. Not a posture. To fix what I broke and what my people broke. Darius nodded once. You meet with the clinic. Bring counsel. Bring building staff and guards. Bring an open checkbook. Bring your listening self. He closed the door and watched the swap car drive away. Then he sat still and let his hands tremble in the quiet. Do not click away. Watch to the end so you see how a whole block changed. Join our community by subscribing to Echoes of Black Struggles. Like, share, and comment with one rule you want posted on your door. The city room smelled like coffee and dry paper. 3 flags behind a long table. Patrice sat with Darius. Victoria sat with a lawyer who looked carved from caffeine and fear. The officer read a summary that did not care for feelings. Cameras showed patterns. Slips showed patterns. Clear Count showed patterns. The platform admitted process flaws. Repair would be discussed. Patrice spoke. Back pay. Damages. Policy change. Training designed by people harmed. A public forum in the lobby. A fund for workers flagged without proof. Independent oversight for a year. A seat for Darius on the board that watched the building. Measurable outcomes. Dates, not vibes. Victoria said yes to all of it before her lawyer could clear his throat. He touched her sleeve. She kept talking. She added a rule for every door she controlled. Report, then respect. No detentions on finger point alone. No action without video, and one witness unless danger was clear and present. Guard would be trained and protected when they refused to act on bias. She put her own bonus up to seed the fund. The officer turned to Darius. He thought of his mother's hands at the sink. He thought of his sister's bus pass. He thought of Miguel's whisper in the rain. He thought of a word that had named him in a room full of people who did not know his rent or his pride. He said one word. Sign. Policy landed in public. Posters went up. Guards took training with pay and respect. Clear Count moved from a sheet to a public benefit company with a worker board. The platform changed its pause rule. No income would stop without a real-time review by a human within a day. The city linked Clear Count on its complaint page. The building held its forum. The lobby filled with people who worked and people who paid for work. No red carpet. No hors d'oeuvre. Chairs. A mic. A list. Victoria read a statement with no self-praise. She named harm. She named the repair. She named the limits on her authority and the work she still had to do inside her head and inside her firm. She sat down. Darius stood with a single page. He did not say her name. He said Miguel's. He said the baristas. He said Patrice's. He said the first 5 workers who tapped Clear Count and made the map glow. He looked at guards with tired eyes and thanked them for the line they hold. He ended with this. We did not want a headline. We want a door. Keep your hand on it. A week later, a letter arrived in his mailbox with no return. Inside sat a photo from the cafe. He stood there in it, holding the wallet with open hands. A note on a sticky said, I see it now. Thank you for giving me a way to repair. V. He put the letter in a folder labeled personal. He walked to the park. A breeze moved the trees like shoulders, unclenching. He exhaled a breath he had held since the morning of the word. His mother planted greens in a strip of earth behind their building. His sister framed an email that said scholarship in bold text. The print shop moved him from nights to a steady afternoon shift with better pay. The app work felt different with a new rule in place. He still ran routes, but the weight had shifted. Not off him, off the lie. The cafe posted 3 lines near the register. We greet with respect. We verify with care. We repair with speed. People pointed at the sign and nodded. The barista wore a small smile that reached his eyes. 1 year passed. Darius walked past the cafe with a friend. A woman dropped her phone near the curb. He picked it up. He jogged after her. Excuse me. She turned fast, fear in her face. He slowed his hands and held the phone so she could see it clear. Her face broke open with relief. Thank you. He nodded and walked on. A reporter asked him later if he felt forgiveness. He said the word did not sit right. He said the work had moved beyond that. He said he felt focus. He said he felt duty. He said he felt pride that did not need an audience. This is an antagonist and protagonist story. Victoria held power that harm liked. She used it with ease. She wore certainty like a coat that fit. Darius met that with a steady refusal to bend. He did not ask her to see him. He made her see the system. He built a tool that let others speak without shouting. He forced a building to look at itself in daylight. He made a platform break its lazy habit. He made policy walk. Black resilience here was not a soft slogan. It was the nerve to hold your voice steady while people reach for your work and your dignity at the same time. It was a choice to build maps and forms while others begged for grace. It was a refusal to die inside when a stranger named you a crime. It was a line that says my life is not your fear. You want a final picture? See this. A lobby where guards refuse to detain on a finger point. A QR code that sends pain into a system that moves. A woman with power who sits in a forum and listens without defense. A man who holds a door with his palm and never calls himself a hero. A mother who plants greens. A sister who rides a bus with her pass in her own pocket because he never took it. A city officer who checks a dashboard and sees harm drop a little each month. You want a lesson? Take this. Dignity in public beats dignity in secret. Receipts beat rage. Structure beats spectacle. He returned a wallet. He lost a week. He built a thing that gave thousands back their hours and their pay. He left no one behind for a headline. He brought people forward to a door that now reads report, then respect. The bell over the door rings. A kid runs in for a hot chocolate and leaves his backpack on a chair. It slides. It hits the floor. 2 hands reach at once. One belongs to the barista. One belongs to Darius. The barista laughs. I got it. Darius smiles. I know. The camera above them records a quiet moment that does not need a ledger. The world does not tilt. Nobody points. The backpack goes back on the chair. That is the future that matters. Thank you for watching. You see justice land in plain sight. Subscribe for the next story. Like and share to pass the strength forward, and drop a comment so we know you are with us.